Thanks for staying with us here on TV3. This is News 360. My name is Ayisha Yakubu-Halid.
And I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Here are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Former President John Dramani Mahama charges Ghanaians to vote for him on December 7 to improve free SHS and eliminate double-track system.
Also tonight, various speakers at the NDC campaign launch rally supporters to protect the ballot on December 7.
Government scaling up efforts to bridge the healthcare delivery gap in the country through drone technology.
And on the international front, Israelis military strike school in central Gaza, killing at least 30 Palestinians and injuring more than 100. We have details of all these stories, plus the latest in the ongoing Olympic Games coming up in a jiffy.
This is your Election Command Center. We're starting off with a very big one, the NDC campaign launch. We're crossing over to the Jubilee Park in the northern regional capital, Tamale, where my colleague Mawena Egbeta has been interacting with some of the NDC supporters who thronged the venue for the party's 2024 campaign launch. Mawena, if you can hear me, what has been happening?
To stay awake for 48 hours to ensure that the votes are counted and results are declared and pictures taken as well before they make their way out of the polling stations. And that's what it has all been about. A reminder for the many supporters who throng here in their thousands to be vigilant come December 7th and ensure that the NDC remains victorious after the December 7 elections. You can see still a number of the supporters moving away now from the Jubilee Park where it all took place here at the northern regional capital of Tamale. We will try and perhaps pick quick thoughts from individuals as to what they've made of the speech today by John Mahama and the different stalwarts of the NDC. Good evening, sir. You were here. What did you make of the statements by John Mahama at this platform today?
Oh, not sure on your delay. Don't say your mamma. One young Yanji cutting cut of Vuhe, one young Yanji cutting Sarah, one young Yanji cutting your man. So now I'm going your Mahama Kodi. So I bet you know Mishama. I'm Panakama, yes, one Jibunima. I will come in on Jibunima. Now I'm going for a way. On Jilly, that is the hack at the new market.
Thank you. So essentially making the argument that they want to see the NDC government return and one that they will look forward to. My Dagbani is not so great, but that's the crux of the argument. Let's try pick a bit more thoughts in terms of what we witnessed today here at the official outdooring of the NDC's campaign. But today's event, does this give you more energy to go and campaign?
Yes, it has given us more energy to go and campaign. We are going to win the 2024 election in this year. Whether they like it or not, we are going to win it. We are ready and we are well prepared to win the 2024 election. We are well prepared because our flag bearer has also told us that we should go around and campaign door to door. At least that one will help us to also improve the NDC so that we win the 2024 election.
Thank you. Thank you. And a bit more from the supporters who've been here today. Find out quickly from them what they've made of everything that we've witnessed today here at the Jubilee Park in Tamale. Thanks for speaking to us. You're live on TV3. Talk to us what your takeaway is from today's event.
Okay, actually, the event was so excited. Everybody was so lovely. We love NDC, and you know, NDC is a party that can make Ghana, like, you know, MPP has spoiled everything in Ghana. We need Ghana to be something that would make our young people, those who are going to grow up to see how our Ghana will change to. You understand? So this is our campaign launch. We did it all across, always in Ghana, everywhere, different places.
This time it's come to Tamale. Yes, what does it mean for you? How many votes are you seeking to give John Mahama? What's the percentage?
Looking at Tamale or Northern region, getting to 95%. We'll give John Mahama 95%.
That's what the Northern region wants.
Yes. That's what we are going to give, 95%. Yes.
Thank you. And so a lot more from these individuals who've been here. The music is blasting out loud, really, and it's all come down. It's all been unraveled. The flag bearer of the NDC has spoken. He's left the teeming supporters with reggae music, conscious music that to many of them is giving them a renewed sense of hope and a new feeling that the NDC will return to power. From all of us here on your election command center, back to you in the studio.
That is my colleague Eric Mawena Egbeta interacting with some NDC supporters after the party's campaign launch some few moments ago. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama says Ghana must change course because 80% of Ghanaians believe the country is going the wrong way. Speaking at the launch of the party's campaign in Tamale, he promised to improve free senior high school and eliminate double-track system.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to improve the free SHS. We are going to improve the free SHS. We are going to work hard to remove the obnoxious double-track system. So that all our children can go to school at the same time and close from school at the same time. We don't want a situation where our children come home and stay home for 4 months before they go back to school. And so we're going to improve the free SHS. We're going to sit with the teachers and the parents and all the stakeholders, and together we will forge an implementation plan that will make the free SHS better.
Right, so let's continue with the news and bring you some perspectives on a number of the things that the NDC flag bearer touched on and all the major speakers at the campaign launch. Joining us now is Jonathan Asante-Okyere, who is a political analyst. Thank you so much, Mr. Asante-Okyere, for your time. To start with, what are your preliminary thoughts on the launch of the campaign, the choice of the venue of the launch, and then maybe you can later touch on some of the key highlights for yourself? Hello, Mr. Asante-Okyere, can you hear me? We seem to be having a slight connection challenge. Yes, so, yes, I can hear you now.
Please hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. My question was, what do you make of the campaign launch? All right, so you can go ahead. I'm sure you had the question. Kindly let's hear you. All right, I will try and see if we have a better connection to Jonathan Asiedu-Dartey. But before that, let's also bring you what the running mate of the party, Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, has been saying as she chastised the New Patriotic Party for undertaking the financial haircuts. She said that the haircuts has affected the quality of education as well as healthcare in the country. Professor Nana J. Agyeman called on registered voters to help vote out the New Patriotic Party on December 7.
We as a country, we know we are in a crisis. We know things are not working. We know that whether we are unable to pay our debts, whether our currency is depreciating, whether we are having a haircut. And let me explain. The haircut has affected our pensioners, but the haircut has also affected the quality of our education. Our education has also received a haircut. So has the haircut affected the quality of our health care. It has also affected even the quality of our roads and the quality of our businesses. So this is very, very serious. Whether it is about the cost of living, whether it is about our businesses collapsing, whether it is about unemployment, whether it is about our children not having nutritious meals because we can no longer afford them. Ladies and gentlemen, whether all these things are happening, we know that they affect everyone without discrimination. But we also know that they affect women more than men. Is that true or not? Where are the women? Are they here? You are here. So you know what I'm talking about. You know that when there's just one mushroom left, you have to turn it into a palatable meal for everyone to enjoy. You know when the children are sick, go to any hospital and see those who bring the patients. It's a woman who do so.
Right, hopefully we have a better connection to Jonathan Asiedu-Dartey. Mr. Asiedu-Dartey, good evening. I was asking that what are your immediate thoughts of the campaign launch of the NDC, the choice of the region of the launch, and then also later we can touch on some of the highlights from the event. Hello, Doc. All right, so clearly technology seems to be playing a quick one on us. We'll try and work those lines to get some thoughts on it. Doc, maybe one more try. Dr. Asiedu-Dartey, very good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Matthew. Can you hear me?
Great, loud and clear, yes. So I don't know whether you had my question, but just in case you didn't, let me repeat it. It was that, what are your thoughts as a political analyst on the NDC's choice of the northern region for the launch of their campaign, and then generally what you make of it?
Well, I think that their decision to launch their campaign in the northern region couldn't have been any better than the decision, than as it stands now. The reason is that you have your main competitor also coming from the northern region. In as much as the NDC has enjoyed that kind of political patronage, that kind of political support when it comes to the northern region, and by reference to the northern region, and not just like that. And how do we also find out if indeed the solid base that is the northern region is the party? And so that's the more reason why I believe they took that particular decision. And that decision has really inured to the advantage of the NDC, because based upon the patronage, I think that you cannot take anything away from those who decided that the campaign launch should take place in the northern region, especially Tamale.
Right. The former president and the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, touched on a number of promises, and one other key issue he raised was the fact that the party intends to police the ballot, and even advised the party supporters who will be turning up to vote to actually wait after voting to ensure that the returning officers paste the pink sheets on the walls around where the collation will be done. Is that a feasible idea? Is that a right idea? We have other people there who've been tasked to do that. Why would you ask people to stay around the voting center or the collation center to monitor activities?
Yeah, Mr. Martin, it is said that once bitten, twice shy. And I was equally worried about the way and manner you was harping on something or that particular view. Now, the point is that many or most of these, the electorate who gave their vote to the NDC in 2020 elections blamed Mr. Mahama and his cohort. Why? Because they were not able to police. They were not able to police their ballot. And so it is as if it is now like a kind of albatross around their necks. So how do they re-energize the grassroots? How do they let them appreciate the fact that this time around they are going to police and ensure that they securitize your vote? That is very important. That in itself, because there are so many people who may have the view that, look, this particular person, if I go and vote for him or her, is not going to win. But this one, if I go and vote for him or her, most likely my vote will count. It is very, very important, because if you have a situation where the sitting president appears not to be more of a statesman or not to behave in a statesmanly manner, that is, it doesn't matter whether it's a party that is going to win or lose. Now you're going out as a statesman.
Right.
Therefore, I'm supposed to ensure that the country is in peace. And in terms of security, it is spot on. But you have a president that appears to suggest that he is not ready to hand over if somebody is defeated twice or so.
Okay.
Which in itself is uncalled for. But the decision of Ghanaians, if they say it is this, that is where it should stay. And so I am tempted to believe that they seem to have that kind of intelligence that suggests that, look, we want a situation where our election,
right,
our ballot will be protected.
Okay, Doc, maybe my last question, then you take leave of us, it will be that we saw the turnout of the supporters, quite massive, some have described it. Same thing was, in terms of the numbers, when Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh was also unveiled by the NPP. How does the NDC translate these numbers into votes on December 7? Do you get the sense that the speakers and the flag bearer, for that matter, have been able to drive a message into the hearts and minds of these supporters to go out and campaign for the party?
Well, if you listen to the flag bearer, it suggested that they are going to do door to door, they're going to do street by street, they're going to enter people's houses, and then send the message of the NDC. He wants us to believe that he's promising, or all promises that he's giving today, the number, the sheer number that we saw today, and this is a party in opposition, should silver down the spine of the party in government. You cannot take that away from them, because they are party in opposition. And once a party in government that has its support base, a little more of them being affected. What that means is that you will have to buy. You will even have to give them some kind of transportation. And probably some places that comes at a huge cost. And so to have a number such as this showing up in that particular place, and a similar one showing up in Kumasi, which happens to be the stronghold of the NDC, it can never be the same.
Okay.
It can never be the same. And I think that for the optics, it is very good, the NDC, and it's definitely going to re-energize their support base. And all those who are sitting on the fences, they may want them. And that, for me, is a strong message to the NPP.
Pleasure talking to you as always. Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere is a political analyst at the University of Cape Coast. Thank you for your time as always.
Meanwhile, chairman of the NDC has also called on President Nana Akufo-Addo to hand over power peacefully if the NDC is declared victorious.
You are the current leader of Ghana. You are the president, the first gentleman of the Republic of Ghana. So even as your heart desires, that your party will win elections, you have a bigger responsibility of making sure that there is a transparent, peaceful elections in Ghana and there is smooth transition to the incoming president without a drop of blood. And so, Mr. President, we have 4 months now to go into elections. As all previous presidents have acted, we have heard you. We have heard your message on the MPP platform. You are delivering as the leader of New Patriotic Party. We are yet to hear a clear message from you, Mr. President, committing yourself to a peaceful, fair and transparent elections in Ghana, and committing yourself to respect the wishes of Ghanaians, and putting yourself in readiness to hand over power peacefully to whoever is chosen by the good people of the Republic. My next message goes to the Council of State and the National Peace Council. Stand up and discharge your responsibilities. The nation is in crisis. We are going into a crucial election. Justify the reason why you were put in place. You were not put in place to bootlick the president. You were put in place to advise the president, because we know there will be a time that you will have a president who is recalcitrant. Please stand out and be counted. Do your duty. Either you work now or you have yourself to blame 5 months from today. Act according to your name, the Peace Council.
Also, the National General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Kwete, says the December 7 election is a battle for those who love Ghana rather than a contest between the NDC and the NPP.
Millions of you listening to us love this beautiful country. Therefore, I want to make a call to you. December 7 is not a battle between the NDC and the NPP. No. Please listen to me carefully. December 7 is not a battle between NDC and NPP. No. December 7 is a battle between those who love Ghana and those who do not love Ghana. December 7 is a battle that calls all who want the good of Ghana to rally to make sure that NPP is defeated. And that means even members of the NPP. Because I believe that there are still many people in the NPP who know that what has happened over the last 8 years under Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia has been nothing short of the total disgrace and destruction of our country. And I'm making this appeal to you, patriotic members of the NPP, and I know and I see some of you. You need to come together with the good people of Ghana to ensure that Nana Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, Napo are disgraced and defeated on December 7. It is important for your own party, because you need to rescue your party. I don't have a lot of great things to say about your party, but at least I do know that in 8 years of President Kufuor, we did not see this level of destruction. We don't see this level of disgrace. We don't see this level of deception, of total decay of our country. So therefore, it means that there are many of you in the NPP who know what is right. And you need to rally together with the good people of Ghana to ensure that this darkness comes to an end.
And now,
right, so still on the NDC, the chairman of the party campaign team, that is Joshua Alabi, assured party supporters that the party will protect their ballot. He asked voters to turn out in their numbers to vote for the NDC on December 7.
Democracy, like I've always said, is about our welfare. So when you talk about democracy, it's not like a football match between Bewa United and Savannah Stars. No. It's our welfare. In a football match, your team wins, you go and drink beer and you sleep. But this one is about your community development. It's about Ghana moving forward. And what do you see today? We are moving in the wrong direction. And that's why we are launching the vote for change today. They'll hand over peacefully. Even common hotels, they hand over peacefully, left alone the main election. So those making noise, they will hand over and run away. And we are assuring everybody here, we are going to protect your vote. So go and vote. Be very confident, go and vote, and we shall protect the vote. Hey, we are going to protect the vote. We are going to protect the vote. And I assure you, nobody should move out of the place. After we vote, we will be there. Why is John Mahama coming back? We have a lot of policies that we have lined up. But one key one is about the apprenticeship. The youth of today, our main problem is unemployment. But you see, not all of us would like to go to university. Not all of us have the talents to go to university. But some of us have the talents to do other things. We are going to make you realize your talent and move on. So it's essential your mama is going to pump in a lot of resources towards the apprenticeship. And after you finish, we will give you the resources to start. And this is how other countries develop.
This is News 360. We're going for a short break, but before then, let's bring you a QR code, which is currently on your screen. If you scan to join our channel, it will take you directly to our WhatsApp channel. That's where you'll find everything news with us here, from our codes cards to videos and details of events as and when they are happening. It's the 3 News channel on our WhatsApp, so do well to scan and then join us. We'll be back shortly.
You know, one bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Kofi, catch up to the zip number. Oh, Kofi, where's on to me? Kofi, wherever? Here, my main way. Come on, yeah, me dinner. Cement war. On the damn war. You confirm out you might be too see off here.
Jama school fees.
Kofi, and Kolani chop money. Na momo 10 Ghana cedis. Yeah, chop money. I will say 10 Ghana cedis.
Every 2 Ghana cedis, we say 200 Ghana cedis. Chow they were 539 daily chop money. Net the 10 a.m. Debia. Dial *446#. Now for option 1, we make you lucky numbers. Every 1 go see 39. Net try direct 2 do see no home 40 times. Try direct 3 net the 400 times. And now direct 1 net the 20 times.
Lady! Yo, lady! Efira, Joalet. Masa, spell number, mommy. Masa, Sika and pay the do. I'm a payer. Now me try day 539 chop money. Maybe
day 539 chop money.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Thank you for staying with us on News 360. Let's now bring you some more stories. The National Communication Authority, NCA, has assured the public that data prices or decreased by the last quarter of the year, addressing concerns over high data costs and poor services. This comes after widespread criticisms and calls for the dissolution of the NCA board, partly due to MTN's classification as a significant market power, SMP, which some argue has led to unreliable data supply and high costs. Now, in a statement, the NCA clarified that the SMP classification aims to promote fair competition, not burden MTN's operation. The authority explained that measures such as unbalanced interconnection rates, tariff parity, and technology neutrality will foster competition, innovation, and consumer protection. Director General of NCA, Dr. Anochi, expressed optimism and said data prices are expected to go down, especially again with the NGIC wholesale carrier neutral open access. He said telcos will just buy bulk and won't have to upgrade towers, buy new equipment to provide 4G because another entity will be doing that.
Now, a Court of Appeals judge, Justice Angelina Mensah-Homia, has admonished investigators to be diligent and not leave vulnerable remand prisoners to languish in prison without any reasonable justification. The advice was informed after a case of an inmate overstaying in prison for several months despite being discharged.
During an in-prison special court session to adjudicate remand and pre-trial prisoners' cases at the Kumasi Central prisons as part of effort to fast-track justice delivery and decongest the prisons, it came to light that a remand inmate whose case had been struck out by the Nkawie Circuit Court as far back in February 2024 was still locked up.
This should not happen to any Ghanaian citizen. If the court in its wisdom has found no case against an accused person and the court has discharged the person, on what basis should an investigator bring the person back to prisons? And I continue to ask, who signed the warrant for the investigator to bring the accused person back to prison? In this case, he was discharged by the courts. And so, yes, you have told me that he has been released now, but I'm still probing. I need further answers. Justice for All program needs further answers.
We are still based on genuine warrant. If the police investigator brings you and your warrant is genuine, everything is satisfied. We admit you, yes, until the police come for you.
Out of the 31 cases adjudicated at the Kumasi Central prisons under the Justice for All program, 3 inmates were discharged unconditionally, 2 cases were struck out, 13 inmates were admitted to bail, whilst 13 other inmates were refused bail. Executive Director of POS Foundation, Jonathan Osewusu, said they are working with the judiciary to further improve the justice system.
We are not just looking at the Justice for All court setting. The judiciary, together with the foundation, are also looking at other legislation such as the community service, which is currently before cabinet, and then we have the parole, we have other legislations that are going on to be able to block the loophole and make sure that while the Justice for All is reducing the remand population, there are concrete, legitimate legislation that goes through amendment or are introduced into our system.
The Justice for All program is an intervention that has brought relief to vulnerable remand inmates who, as a result of lack of legal representation and other factors, may have spent years in prison without trial. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
And our government is scaling up its effort to bridge the healthcare delivery gap in the country through technology. The use of drone services to deploy emergency medical supplies to hard-to-reach areas would be expanded, according to the Health Ministry. The move forms part of steps to position Ghana as a strategic spot in achieving universal health coverage by 2030.
In 2019, government engaged the services of Zipline to transport essential medical supplies to over 2,000 health facilities in hard-to-reach areas. Records from the Ministry of Health indicate that the intervention has seen 56% reduction in maternal death, 25% increase in maternal deliveries, and 4.4% reduction in emergency visits. At an impact assessment on the use of the drone on healthcare delivery, Presidential Advisor of Health, Dr. Anthony Nsiasari, says government will continue with the partnership to further expand reach of the drone services to increase access to timely healthcare to save more lives.
Our journey with Zipline is a clear example of how public-private partnerships can transform healthcare delivery across a nation. This initiative, ladies and gentlemen, has been a lifetime for many, saving thousands of lives, especially in emergencies, and especially our maternal and child health cases, for citizens living in rural and hard-to-reach areas.
Ashanti Regional Deputy Director of Health Services in charge of public health, Dr. Emmanuel Tebi, said the drone intervention has improved healthcare delivery in the region.
This technology has not only bridged the gap between urban and rural healthcare access, but has also introduced a new era of efficiency and reliability in medical logistics. One key area where we can enhance our collaborative efforts is in the capacity of the drones themselves. By increasing the payload capacity, we can facilitate the transport of larger medical items.
The drone services company says it's committed to help improve lives of those in inaccessible areas across the country.
Our 6 distribution centers serve 17 million Ghanaians. So that's just about half of the population. And we're specifically targeted at parts of the population that experience structural poverty. And so we think that there's much more we could do by building an additional 2 distribution centers that would bring our population coverage near 100% outside of metropolitan areas.
To some other news now, the New Patriotic Party's Director of Communications, Richard Ahiagba, is reported to be involved in an accident at Duampompo, close to Konongo. He is said to be on admission at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital and is said to be in a stable condition. According to Paul Kwabena Yando, Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the party, Richard Ahiagba was rushed to the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital for emergency treatment. The incident has sent shockwaves through the NPP ranks, with party members wishing Richard Ahiagba a speedy recovery. An investigation into the accident is currently underway. And so that's him on your screen. And you also saw a picture of a very mangled vehicle. That is the vehicle he is believed to have been traveling in, which was involved in an accident. As we speak, he's receiving treatment at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital. We are told he is currently in a stable condition. We wish him all the best and a speedy recovery.
The Minister for Roads and Highways, Francis Asenso-Boakye, has warned road construction firms that they risk losing their contract if they fail to heed to the terms of the contract on the Golokwati-Hohoi stretch. The minister gave the warning at Biklejo in the Hohoi municipality when he continued the second day of his 3-day inspection tour of the road project in the Volta and Oti regions. Robert Abelba has filed the following report.
The first day of the sector minister's inspection tour took him to the 26 kilometers at Impoku-Juapon Isukuma Road and the 10.5 kilometers Ho-Sokode-Bogame Dual Carriage Road, where he was briefed on the successful completion of the project. The minister's tour continued to the upgrading of a 5.3 University of Health and Allied Science UHAS internal roads, as well as the dualization of whole bypass Sokode Etwe UHAS Titirinu. He also inspected the 45 kilometers Asikuma-Kpeve Have Eastern Corridor roads and was briefed on effects of the flooded culvert on the Alabomi stream at Juapon. The Minister for Roads and Highways, Francis Asenso-Boakye, expressed dissatisfaction about suspension of work on the Havre-Kolokwati-Hohoe Road by the contractor.
If the contractor have not suspended work in that achieve a particular performance layout, should be great now. The contractor has assured me that he's come back to the site immediately. That I've asked the officials from Ghana who were told to monitor the contractor post to make sure that his work each month the necessary action will be taken up.
Some other stories tonight. Issues of poor infrastructure, bribery, fraud and public irregularities are of concern to citizens. Through the Citizen Eye app introduced in 2019, the Audit Service has been receiving such reports from the public. However, my colleague Ayisha Yakubu-Halid reports that due to the decline in the reporting of issues, the Audit Service is encouraging the public to speak up and make their voices heard through the app to help promote accountability in all sectors of the economy.
With just a click on your phone, you can download the Citizen Eye app on your mobile device to report any person issue that you think is hampering your daily activities or you think is a threat to your life. Most importantly, you do not have to disclose your identity. Apart from reporting of issues on the Citizen's Eye app, there are specific questions that are asked under 5 categories of issues that one may report to the Auditor General. These are education, health, environment, infrastructure, and agriculture. One can also rate the services of public institutions. Jude Dambo, a member of the technical team of the Citizen's Eye app, mentioned that new features like access to different languages would soon be introduced to make the app more user-friendly.
We are looking at improving feedback mechanism. We want to be able to people to trace issues from when they are reported to however they are resolved. We have reports from all over the country, but Greater Accra and Ashanti region are the regions that we've had a lot of issues.
Objectives of the app include the follow-up on reported cases of corruption and abuses of the public purse and identifying areas of public interest and prioritizing performance audits. The Director of Audit at the Audit Service, Roberta and team, noted that the Citizen's Eye app also enables the service to plan and build human resource capacities to improve service delivery.
It looks like, okay, that year people were aware, now it's gone down. People are no longer aware about the app. We want to ramp up people's interest in then reporting these cases.
To assess the performance of the app and also share recommendations for it to have a greater impact on the citizens, the Audit Service and its partner, GIZ, engaged stakeholders to explore ways of improving their involvement in the audit processes. The mobile technology app, which runs on smartphones and other computer devices, is the first of its kind for a supreme audit institution in Africa. Ayisha Yakubu-Halid, TV3 News, Accra.
This is News 360. Let's now do some sports news. Please stay with us.
Kofi, catch up to the zip in my way. Kofi, where's on to me? Kofi! Kofi, Mama, you wait. Come on, yeah, me dinner. There's plenty more. Only a damn more. You can find out you might be too see off here.
Jama school fees.
Kofi, and Colani chop money. Na momo 10 Ghana cedis. Yeah, but chop money, I will say 10 Ghana cedis.
Every 2 Ghana cedis, we say 200 Ghana cedis. Chow they were 539 daily chop money. Net the 10 a.m. Debia. Dial *446#. Now for option 1, we make you lucky numbers. Every 1 go see 39. Net try direct 2 do see no home 40 times. Try direct 3 net the 400 times. And now direct 1 net the 20 times.
Lady! Yo, lady!
Efira, Joalet. Masa, number mami. Masa, sika and pay the do. I'm a pay ya. Na me chat they were 539 chop money.
Maybe they were 539 chop money. Who chat who bet deep?
The new GTP New Style Collection, created to celebrate our identity as Ghanaians. I am made in Ghana. Me free Ghana. GTP. Life styled. Looks can be deceiving. Always verify the authenticity of your fabric by matching the label code to the code on the edge of your fabric. Visit shop.gtpfashion.com to buy yours today. GTP. Life styled.
Hello, good evening. Let's do sports news now here on News 360. My name is Yao Fusulabi. To our first story. In the spotlight of the Olympic Games, the role of the flag bearer transcends individual triumph, becoming a symbol of national pride and unity. My colleague Iman Landam spotlights what this role means to athletes at the Olympic Games.
For top athletes at the Olympic Games is a moment of immense pride and responsibility. As the world looks on, the flag bearer leads their country's delegation in the parade during the opening ceremony, embodying the hopes, dreams and aspirations of their fellow citizens. The selection of a flag bearer is a process steeped in tradition and significance. Often, it is an athlete who has demonstrated exceptional performance, sportsmanship and dedication. These individuals are seen as role models, exemplifying excellence, friendship and respect. Their selection is a nod to their hard work, perseverance and the honor they bring to their country through their sporting achievements. The moment of carrying the flag is one of immense emotion. The flag bearer is acutely aware of the weight of the flag in their hands. Giannis Antetokounmpo made history for Greece as the first black man to bear the Greek flag for the Games and described the moment as a huge honor. This moment is often described as one of the pinnacles of an athlete's career, standing shoulder to shoulder with fellow Olympians from around the world in a display of global unity and peaceful competition.
We all come from, different walks of life, different cities, different upbringings. I think the last thing on our mind we ever have is carrying a flag representing our country during the Olympics. So it was never a thought, it was never a dream, but it's an absolute honor.
The flag represents the history, culture and unity of their nations. The athlete becomes a living symbol of national pride, a conduit through which the collective spirit of their people is channeled. Paris 2024 Olympic Games opening ceremony saw some popular names hoist the flag of their nations. Joseph Paul represented Ghana, LeBron James and Coco Gauff represented the United States of America, and South Africa had Akani Simbine as flag bearers. For the athletes, being an Olympic Games flag bearer is a prestigious honor that encompasses both national pride and personal achievement. It is a moment that transcends the individual, symbolizing the unity and spirit of their nation while going down as a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
All right, so that's it there on the Olympic Games. The incredible performance yesterday. And Ghana's flag bearer, his name is Joseph Paul Amoah, and himself, Benjamin Azamati, and the rest will be competing in the 4x100 relay race sometime next week. But let's move on to some more stories. And Ghana's beach soccer team, the Black Sharks, have qualified for the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt after an emphatic 5-2 victory over Ivory Coast in Abidjan. The Black Sharks qualified after a 10-5 aggregate win over their West African neighbors. Ghana traveled to Abidjan with a 5-3 first leg win and were down by 2-1 after the first period of their encounter in the Ivorian capital. However, a strong second half display ensured Ghana ended the game with victory and qualified for the AFCON. Late goals from Precious Togbo and Jude Akile sealed the win for Ghana. As a brilliant news there for Ghana. But in the drive to boost juvenile football, the 4th edition of the KGL Foundation Inter-Regional Under-17 Coast Championship for 2024 has been officially launched by the Ghana Football Association. Now there's more in this report.
The brief yet impactful ceremony drew high-ranking GFA officials and KGL Foundation sponsors to the GFA conference room. Since its inception, the championship has consistently nurtured top talent for national teams and local clubs, underscoring its significant contribution to Ghana's youth football development. Executive Council member Randy Abbey highlighted the essence of the tournament.
Looking forward, it remains the GFA's long-term commitment to place youth football development at the heart of our agenda. We aim to build a pool of talent that continuously feed into the various age category national teams, ranging from the under-15 to the under-23. This ensures that players selected from these championships are taken through the developmental stages aligned with Ghana's football DNA, ultimately leading to exceptional performances with the national teams.
The tournament will be played from the 25th of July to the 8th of August 2024 at the Ghana Man Soccer Center of Excellence, with top under-17 teams chosen by the 10 regional football associations competing.
Right, so you saw the KGL Under-17 Coast Championship that officially launched, and we'll be bringing you a lot more in our subsequent bulletins. But if you're wondering when Team Ghana will begin competition at the Olympic Games, it is on Tuesday, the 30th of July, when Harry Stacey, Ghana's swimmer, will enter the pool. It's exactly at 11:23 a.m., so please do take note of that. My name is Yao Fosulabi. That's all the sports news this evening here on News 360. There'll be some more sports news later in our subsequent bulletins.
Entertainment news segment is powered by 3 Entertainment.
The stage is set for the highly anticipated launch of TV3's flagship reality show, Ghana's Most Beautiful 2024. After an intense selection process, 16 stunning, intelligent, and graceful contestants have been chosen to compete in this year's edition. The judging panel faced the daunting task of narrowing down the field from over 32 exceptional candidates, making for a tense and thrilling decision-making period. The chosen finalists will now step into the spotlight as the show gears up for its grand debut. Mark your calendars for the official launch event taking place on July 28, which is tomorrow, at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park in Accra. Don't miss out on the excitement as the journey of these remarkable women begins. Don't miss that launch tomorrow. To be live here on TV3 at exactly 8 p.m. Now, the nominees for the 3rd edition of the Ghana Music Awards Europe have been unveiled ahead of the main ceremony slated for September 7 this year in Amsterdam. The award scheme seeks to celebrate the hard work and artistic accomplishments by Ghanaian music talents at home and those based in Europe.
The nominee unveiling event for the 3rd GMA Europe was graced by renowned musicians, emerging artists, critics, media personalities, and other music professionals. Key categories to look out for are Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, Most Popular Song of the Year, High Life Artist and Song of the Year, Gospel Artist and Song of the Year, as well as Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year. Organizers have also introduced the Group of the Year category. The category will be keenly contested by Dope Nation, R2Bs, Asaka Boys, the band Fra, and the Bethel Revival Choir.
With Ghana Music Awards Europe, what happens is that we opened the nominations on our website. People tended in their works. We also have a solid research team that we're working with, so they came up with a short list.
Multi-award-winning rapper Sarkodie, King Promise, PSA Esther, Stoneboy, Nasi, Black Sheriff, Kwame Eugene, and Dinah Hamilton will battle it out for the topmost honors, GMA Europe Artist of the Year. Organizers reaffirmed their commitment to deliver a credible award scheme and excite patrons with quality entertainment.
Last year it was in France. This year is going to Amsterdam on the 7th of September. We're looking forward to merging the artists that we have from Ghana and the diaspora. We know them here, but when we go to the diaspora, we do not know our artists on the other side. So there are plans to merge these two. Whatever bridge there is between these two, we merge them and make them also known here.
Music legend Amanzi Bernard Brill
Highlife hitmaker Samuel Owusu and musical president Bessa Simons commended planners of the event for the effort to project works by Ghanaian artists beyond our shores.
All right, so let's meet in Amsterdam to support the musicians, yeah? Okay, let's find out what's happening on the international front.
Israel's military has struck a school near Deir al-Balah, a city in central Gaza, killing at least 30 Palestinians and injuring more than 100, according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said on Telegram that a Hamas command and control center was embedded inside the Khadija school. The IDF added that Hamas used the compound as a hiding place to direct and plan attacks and store weapons. Gaza's health ministry said footage showed the victims were civilians and most of them were children. Gaza's Civil Defense Service said the school was sheltering displaced people. Hamas condemned the attack in a statement on Telegram, saying displaced, sick and wounded people, most of whom were women and children, were killed. At least 11 people have been injured after projectiles were reportedly fired from Lebanon into Magdal Shams, Golan Heights on Saturday, according to Israeli authorities. A short while ago, sirens sounded in the area of Magdal Shams. One projectile was identified crossing from Lebanon towards the area. A hit was identified in the area. Injuries were reported, the Israeli Defense Forces said, adding that approximately 30 projectiles were identified crossing from Lebanon into Israeli territory. A spokesperson said that 5 people are in critical condition and 6 in serious conditions in the area, according to initial reports. Searches of the area continues, the spokesperson added. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro will seek his third term in office on Sunday in a vote that's regarded as the South American country's most open contest in more than a decade. Analysts believe the presidential election could put Venezuela on a path to substantial change, on the provision that Maduro is open to relinquishing power if he is defeated at the ballot box. Some public opinion polls have indicated a preference for opposition candidate and former diplomat Edmundo Gonzalez. The 74-year-old is widely regarded as the only contender capable of denying Maduro a third 6-year term.
And that's it for our bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. There is more news on our website, 3news.com. And talking about more news, see, it's not just about getting the news, but it's also about getting it on time when it breaks. And the best way to do that is when you scan the QR code on your screens now and join TV3 and 3 News' WhatsApp channel, where every news item that breaks, authenticated and validated, we post it there and blast it across the world. You can be among the very first few people who get it. So you might want to scan and be in the know of big news stories when they do break here in Ghana and around the world.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ayisha Yakubu-Halid.
And I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Have a good evening.